What is going on, everybody? Hey, I'm a little late on these videos. I know everybody else has gotten theirs out already, but I wanted to go ahead and record my videos going over the new Dokkan Fest God Goku that we're getting here for Saiyan Day. Coming out in a few days, I assume. Tonight, they revealed the info, so probably tomorrow night will be the day to download, and then the next day we'll be summoning, maybe. They might wait till actually like March 18th to drop these units, but we'll just have to wait and see what they're planning on doing. So, God Goku here. I have already seen a little bit of info, and I read their passive through, like, I've seen what the units do, because, as you can see up here, I've already done Calcs. So, we'll jump to that. If you are looking for just the Calcs, jump to the end of the video, somewhere in there. I don't know when exactly. I might put a timestamp if I remember to, but I'm probably going to go to bed right after this. I had a really long day, which is why I'm getting home late, why I'm covering these late. These are actually dropping, and I was still at my desk working, so, didn't really have time to go over anything, but just quick overview, because I'm sure most people have already seen the detail on the units themselves. But if you haven't, we got this God Goku. He leads pure or hybrid Saiyans, and then he gives a 200% buff to Power of Wishes or Exploding Rage. Pretty good leader skill. I like this. I like this breakup. They kept this pure hybrid Saiyans leader skill like they did from the LR God Goku. I really like this. I like this leader skill. This is going to be like the best pure Saiyans lead that we've had in a long time. Incredible link set. Super Saiyan, Shocking Speed, Warrior Gods, Godly Power, Over and Flash, Prepared for Battle, Fierce Battle. You know, I've been slandering Over and a Flash as a link for a long time, like for many years, saying that this was like the worst key link in the game. But if they're going to start giving us top tier characters that have it, and the nice thing about this character, right, is that it's not just Over and a Flash. They have Shocking Speed and Prepared for Battle. This is like the 3 key links. The only other thing they could have given them is like Saiyan lineage, and that is being greedy. So I'm incredibly happy with this link set. Passive skill here, basically the important parts that I want to cover, because I am like the only things I really care about are defense. So just kind of jumping through here. He makes physical key spheres. He does 100% attack on super attack with his entrance animation. In order to create the physical key spheres, you need 6 superclass allies. So basically, you just want to use this guy on a superclass team. So no Turles on this guy's team if you want his orb changing. And then right here is where his start of turn passive actually starts. Is key 2, attack and defense under 50%. He gets an additional 50% attack and defense when attacking. So that's not super attacking, that's specifically when attacking. So that'll activate even if he's like sealed by the metal cooler core. So that's good. He gets a medium chance to dodge. And he gets an additional 50% attack and defense, an additional 30% chance to dodge, with 3 or more key spheres obtained. So that's nice that they didn't make it type key spheres. He just needs like any key spheres. You get 3 of them, and boom, this guy has a 60% chance to dodge. Very, very, very good. That being said, I know this is going to sound crazy. People aren't going to like this. I think this is a character that you absolutely want to go full dodge on. Just looking at his passive, I don't see really any reason. The only other thing you could go for maybe is additionals. I think additionals would be good. But to me, this is a full dodge character. Whenever I look at this is a character that you want to just put in slot 1. You don't want to worry about them dodging at all. So you want to go full dodge. And this is going to sound crazy, but 3 key spheres is not always guaranteed. So there are going to be times where you're going to be stuck with this guy in slot 1, and you can't get 3 key spheres, and you're just going to want him to dodge, and you're going to want as much dodge as possible at that point. So I think dodge or additional is the way you want to go with this guy. Whenever I'm building mine, I'll probably do mostly dodge, and then I'll probably do like just a little bit of crit, and then I'll fill out additional with equipment, I think. We'll see whenever I actually pull them. But I think dodge and additional are the 2 things. I don't think you worry about crit on this guy. Anyway, so that's what we've got here. Active skill condition is 5th turn or later, and he has to perform 4 or more super attacks. So, you know, that's like another reason to give him additionals. But I don't think there's really any like pressing need to transform this guy. If you can just let this guy stack up for a while, I think that's fine, because it's not like his guard wears out. Because if you see here, he guards with 6 key spheres. So as long as you can get those 6 key spheres, I mean, I guess his orb changing will go up. So I wouldn't count on this guy having guard, by the way. Like, he can guard, but if you remember, like, the Tech Majin Vegeta, he always had issues guarding. Now, he didn't create key spheres for himself, but 6 orbs, even if you're type key changing, it's not always guaranteed. So I don't know. I like dodge for this guy, but if you want to try to get the maximum value out of him, you probably want to go additional, because he is stacking. I think stacking units are always good units to go additional on. For me, though, I think I'm going to try to do a balanced approach between dodge and additionals. And since this guy is a physical type unit, he'll already be prone to having more additional anyway. So I think just filling out the dodge. Like, I may just stop at, like, 15 dodge, but it'll just depend on what equips we get from this chain battle. So, I don't know. A lot to think about with this character, but let's go ahead and move on to his next form. His super attack effect now is he raises attack and defense for 1 turn, causes immense damage to the enemy. You know, same leader skill. And then we go to the passive. I think he also, like, does something else, but I don't remember what it is. But the important thing is that he raises attack and defense for 1 turn. Links change to Golden Warrior, Experienced Fighters, Kamehameha. But the important thing is that he keeps shocking speed and prepared for battle. He loses over in a flash, not a big deal. He performs a crit for 3 turns from the start of turn. Another reason to go additionals. And then he's attacks effective against all types, starting for the 4th turn. After that, so again, another reason to go additionals for this guy is this. But because then he already has the great chance of dodging before attacking. But I don't know. To me, this just seems like a character that you want, because then he has the high chance of becoming like the additional down here. To me, this is just a character that you want to put dodge on. I probably will sell out for dodge on this unit. I gotta tell truth that he's probably gonna want to go additional. Maybe I don't know what he's thinking, but I'm gonna ride him. I'm gonna tell him I'm thinking full dodge. We're gonna see what he says. He probably won't respond. We'll see. All right, then we got this Vegeta. His leader skill doesn't really matter. He raises attack for 1 turn, doesn't really matter. So no defense on super attack. He's pretty basic otherwise. He gets 3 key, 200% attack and defense at the start of turn. He guards for 5 turns. He gets an additional 40% with each attack received. That's a multiplicative buff. He gives all allies, but not himself, 30% attack and defense. Very good. Even if it's not for himself, just supporting others, making the rotation more powerful. That's something like that is just good, right? So. And then he's got this nice little super battle road ability, or maybe battlefield, where if he receives 3 attacks, then he lowers enemy attack by 20%. Very good. Pretty basic character, pretty good link set. It looks like they leveled it up while they were showcasing the character. They went to go record their super attack animations or something, and they got a link level. That's funny. Golden Warrior, Saiyan Warrior Race, Super Saiyan Prodigies, Royal Lineage, Prepared for Battle, Fierce Battle. That's fine. The combination of these 2 links, Royal Lineage and Prepared for Battle, that's good. That's really all I care about on him. Very good. Very, very good. And then we've got the transform state. He can transform. Oh, can I go back? Does it have his transform condition? There it is. Can be activated from the 5th turn of battle if they receive 6 attacks. That sounds bad, but since this guy is guarding, you're going to want him to take a lot of attacks anyway. So him getting those hits in isn't going to be that bad. So he's going to have, like, spoiler, he's going to have, like, 500k defense with guard after he gets built up. So that shouldn't be too big of an issue, getting these hits in. Yeah, and then he raises attack for 1 turn, and whatever. This doesn't matter. Anyway, next we got this Vegeta. Now he's greatly raising attack. This dude is going to hit like a freight train, by the way. Pretty good unit. This is a good banner unit. I don't know why they didn't design the Giro and Dr. Mew like this. So links don't change. Very good. So for basically, we're going to start here. 3 turns from the start of turns, he gets 100% attack and defense and a high chance of performing a crit. And he launches an additional that has a high chance to be a super attack. So that's all for the first 3 turns. These first 3 lines is only for the first 3 turns. Intrinsically, he gets key 3, attack and defense 200%, additional attack and defense 100% when performing a super. He guards. He gets an additional 50% attack and defense and a high chance of additional has a high chance of being a super attack when performing a super attack and a chance to become a critical. Blah 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 blah. There's so many words. Pause this. Read it yourself. There's too many words. I'm tired. I don't want to read it. Read that yourself. Anyway, let's go to the calcs. So this is probably what most of you came here for. If I remember to put a timestamp in, I will. If you're just joining me here, if you jumped over the explanation, that's fine. We're going to go over calcs now. So God Goku should have 13,490 defense at the start of turn. That's calculated from his 8890 right here. And then physical units get 4,600, so I added those together. You get a 200% leader skill. You multiply that by 5 because that's 200 plus 200 is 400%. 400% plus the original value is multiplied by 5, so that's how you calculate that. 150% start a turn, so you multiply by 2.5. Prepared for battle is 1.05 because it's 5%. So this is what he'll have start of turn with no stacks, is this row right here. Here on this side, you can follow along. It's basically the exact same thing, but in this scenario, we're getting the extra 50% buff at the start of turn for getting the 3 key spheres. So instead of doing 2.5 here, you're doing 3. So that you can see that extra 50% is coming into play there. So if you're wondering like what's going on this side, that's what's happening there. So then he gets 50% when attacking. So we're going to jump up to that on super attack. And then additionally, he's stacking defense 20% on super attack. So his true defense at the end of turn will look something more along the lines of this. And then he's going to get visually per stack. So the difference between these two lines, if you're kind of confused here, is basically... so visually, whenever you start the next turn, they will be, so like if we just take, yeah, if you're following along here, I'm just going to take this, this amount right here, because, so this is our turn 1 start of turn number right here. So this is before any super attack effects are calculated. And then we're going to add in that 35,411, add the two together. And so this is what they will be at the start of turn 3 or turn 4, whatever turn they come back on. This will be their start of turn defense. And so you won't actually see the full effect of this, but this is actually what they're getting per stack. So if you see, I'm multiplying by A569, so that's this buff right here. Basically, this number is 50% higher than this number, because this is what will carry over into next turn, but this is the true buff that's being applied. So if you subtract... this, like if you subtract this number from this number, you will get this and not this. The reason you'll get this is because this number is this number. I know I'm saying this and this, and if you're like, if you can't actually see my screen, you think I'm a madman. Oh, also let me zoom in. This is probably like really zoomed out for you guys. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. There we go. It's probably a little bit better. So to recap, this is what they will get after one stack. This number... this 265 subtracted from the 218 is this 53 number. This 53 number is this number plus 50% of like this value. The reason it's plus 50% is because you get it 50% when super attacking. I hope that kind of makes sense. I know it sounds more complicated than it really is. It's the same over here, by the way. You can see that literally like this number is 50% higher than this number. And that's just because this is the number that will carry over into next turn. So that's what my little margin calc over here is this is the start of turn, this turn. This is the buff that's carrying over into next turn. This is what we will start out at. And so then that's what we're starting at. We'll get another times 1.5, right? And then we're going to add like this or this. Listen, just this is what's going to carry over into next turn. This is what you're actually getting. We'll just leave it at that, okay? I'm probably making this more confusing than it actually is, but just know that this is the number that will carry over into your stacks as the turns go on. And so then as that carries over into your stacks, this number will increase, and then whenever you multiply this line, then this number will increase, right? And so that's kind of how that's going to work out. So... It's a little confusing, but just know that this is what you're getting per stack, basically. And then this is what you're getting if you have the 3 key sphere buff up. Sorry if that's confusing. Hey guys, I'm having to re-record this section of the video, so if it seems like I did a really weird cut here, I apologize. So, basically, what happened is I had my I messed up, okay? I was trying to just get these recorded too quickly. Anyway, so... the numbers here might look different than what you just saw. So I'm going to slide this in right after I talked about this part up here. But basically down here with the Super Saiyan God Goku, I did mess up my calcs, sadly. I'm sorry. So it's a little bit more complicated to count this guy because he's a stacking unit. I was talking about this earlier, and I was like, I'm not going to make the mistake, and then I made the mistake. So the mistake is, so this guy... he carries over these stacks from God. Units that stack, it goes into a super attack multiplier. So, basically what happens is, this character has already intrinsically raised their defense by 80%. So that's what that 1.8 is up there. So we got 4 stacks of 20% each before we could transform in a minimum scenario. So, like, if we look at their transformation condition, Goku has to perform 4 super attacks before he can transform. So this calculation is done on the assumption that you're transforming him as soon as possible. So he has that 1.8 that is carrying over from this previous form up here. So this is, you do 4 super attacks up here. It creates this 80% super attack multiplier that carries over into this turn. Now, Goku then will raise his defense 30% on super attack in this form. However, this is not a straight 30% raise. This 30% gets added in to this 80% up here. So instead of it being a 1.8 multiplier, it now becomes a 2.1 multiplier. So I'm just doing this the quick way to make sure that like I can calculate this quickly. So this 2.1 is basically this number is increased from 1.8 to 2.1. So that's why you can see I'm multiplying by this original cell here again, this 67,450. So that I'm giving it the multiplication is like what commutative is the property. So that you can do this in any order and it doesn't matter. So we're starting here, 67,450 multiplied by 2.1. This is the new super attack multiplier right here. And then times 2.59 to include the 159% start of turn, 1.05 for prepared for battle, and then multiplied by 2 for the on super attack buff, and you get 770k, which equates to 110k per super, and not, before I calculated it, it was like a million defense. And again, I apologize. This is going to go in the middle of the video. We're going to transition now back into original Jordan, talking about Super Saiyan Vegeta. If I go back and talk about this Goku again, just know that anything after this point is probably an error. Again, sorry about that. Just wanted to let you know this is the correct. I'll put this up on Twitter. I already deleted my tweets, so again, I apologize. These are the correct numbers right here in green. So if you're watching this at a different part in the video, just be aware that they may be in error. So that's the end of this little intercession. I'm going to get you guys back to past Jordan, who already recorded this part on the Super Saiyan Vegetas. Again, I apologize for this. Bear with me here. It's been a long day. This is a very good unit. We're going to go down here to the Vegeta. This guy is much easier. Hopefully this guy doesn't blow you guys' brains out, okay? So, Vegeta. We can look at his defense here. Tech-type units get 5,000 defense, so he's 6630. That's taken from right here. 6630. I don't know why they don't show these guys at Rainbow, but, I mean, sure, whatever. So, 6630 plus 5,000. Times 5 for the leader skill buff, like always. He gets 200% start of turn, so multiply by 3. So this is what he'll be at start of turn before any hits, by the way. Actually, it'll be, if you include prepared for battle, it'll be this times 1.05. So that's what that 183 will be his start of turn defense. And he is guarding, so that may look a little spooky, but remember he's guarding, so that's going to help shave off his, that's going to help true up his defense for those first few turns. And then he gets 400% or 40% per hit up to 200%. So this will be his defense after he fully builds up, and then this will be it with links. So he caps out right around 550k defense with no support. Again, all these calcs are done without support. If you want to add support, you can take these exact numbers yourself, but for instance, like right here, instead of doing 200% at the start of turn, let's say we wanted to add 30% support. Instead of doing 3, you do 3.3, and then it would adjust from there. So that's how you kind of add in support. Anyway, Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta, again, I kind of broke it out depending on if you're facing a movie boss or if you're not facing a movie boss. So this first line here is the first 3 turns if you are not facing, and if you are facing a movie boss, you can see that he's basically, after he super attacks, he's going to be at the exact same number he was before he transformed whenever he was fully built up. So that's very good. That'll be, like, basically, he's going to be at a very consistent defensive level. There's not much difference between the two forms until after that third turn, after you transform. But you can't transform until, like, later into the fight anyway. So, for the most part... Ooh, what the heck did I do? Oh, goodness. I gotta scroll all the way back down. Okay. Sorry about that. But basically, you're going to be pretty used to seeing him at, like, this 500k, 550k number. If you do happen to have this first 3 turns that he gets, because he gets an extra 100% attack and defense at the start of turn for the first 3 turns, after he transforms. After that wears off, then you'll come down here into this phase, and he'll cap out around 366k guarding if you are not facing a movie boss, and if you are, he'll cap out around 427,000k. So not too bad. This Vegeta is definitely up there in terms of banner units, I think. Very, very good unit. I am excited to see how he performs in-game. Let me know what you guys think about the new Goku and the Super Saiyan Vegeta and Super Saiyan 2 / Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta. So I guess it's God Goku / Super Saiyan 1 Goku and Super Saiyan 1 Vegeta / Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta. You guys know what it is. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. Thank you for watching. Let me know if you're going to be summoning for these guys. Let me know what you think of their defense. I really appreciate it. Thank you, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.